A recent court ruling on the deportation of Salvadoran immigrants has sparked controversy and concern. The ruling upholds a policy that significantly limits the grounds on which Salvadorans can seek asylum in the United States. This decision has reignited debate about U.S. immigration policy and its impact on vulnerable communities. The new policy makes it more difficult for Salvadorans fleeing gang violence and persecution to find refuge in the United States. Advocates for immigrants argue that the ruling ignores the realities of violence and instability in El Salvador. They fear that it will put countless lives at risk. Critics argue that the U.S. government should focus on promoting economic development and security in El Salvador. The ruling underscores the complexities and challenges surrounding immigration policy in the United States. This recent ruling is deeply intertwined with the immigration policies of the first Trump administration. During his first presidency, Donald Trump implemented measures aimed at reducing both legal and illegal immigration. These included the Remain in Mexico policy and the separation of families at the border. Critics argue that the Trump administration's policies are having a lasting impact on the U.S. immigration system, creating a more hostile environment for asylum seekers. The recent ruling on Salvadoran deportations is a stark reminder of the complex challenges facing the Trump administration. The recent court ruling on El Salvador deportations is far from the final word on this contentious issue. Legal challenges are already underway, with immigration rights groups vowing to fight the ruling in higher courts. They argue that the ruling violates both U.S. and international law. One key argument centers on due process, contending that the new policy denies Salvadoran asylum seekers a fair opportunity to present their cases. Critics also argue that the ruling fails to consider the dangerous conditions many Salvadorans are fleeing. Another challenge focuses on the United States' obligations under international law, specifically the 1951 Refugee Convention. Opponents argue that the ruling violates this treaty by potentially sending Salvadorans back to face harm. The outcome of these legal challenges will have a profound impact on the future of asylum in the United States. The recent ruling on El Salvador deportations has cast a shadow of uncertainty over the lives of many Salvadoran immigrants living in the United States. Those seeking asylum now face the possibility of being deported back to a country they fled for safety. The ruling also creates anxiety for Salvadorans due to Trump revoking the Temporary Protected Status (TPS) for 532,000 immigrants. Many families are now living in a state of limbo, unsure of what the future holds. The ruling has also had a ripple effect on the social and economic fabric of Salvadoran communities in the United States. Many Salvadorans are afraid to leave their homes for fear of being detained or deported, leading to a climate of fear and isolation. The long-term consequences of the El Salvador deportation ruling are still unfolding, but it is clear that the decision has had a devastating impact on the lives of many Salvadoran immigrants.